What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Alman Entertainment. We are here with Gaming's Paradise 2. Sean has made it to level 5. They adjusted the level selection. A lot has happened. Sean said he has some tea for us. What's the tea?
Okay. So the tea is, you saw how the level selection went, right? You see that I somehow was the only person who picked CPU. I don't know how the fuck that happened, but I'm going to use this to my advantage, right? Everybody in the house knows that Papa has to go. Like, Papa is going to be fighting for his life in this game, and he understands that. He understands that he and I have already had some disagreements and that I probably want a gun for him. So here's what my plan is. I do not plan on taking out Papa. My actual target this week is going to be Billy, because I've been teaming up with Romeo. Romeo and I have figured out everyone in the cast type. So we have realized that Romeo has a double vote against Billy. So our plan is not to use Papa as a pawn at all, but to go after Billy. So here's where I'm going to tell him. I'm going to be like, hey, look, you and I are the only people going up for CPU. You're still playing for Corruptor. You're still going to have a vote. So how about this? You and I cause a complete ceasefire. I don't come for you for the next 2 levels. To be completely fair, you do not target me in any way, shape, or form for the next 2 levels. If you let me have this CPU, I will let you pick one of the people who I put up, and then I will choose the other, just to solidify with you that I'm not trying to backdoor you or trying to vote you out in any way, shape, or form. I'm not trying to do that. So hopefully I can convince him to throw the CPU. I can give him one person to go up. I will then put up another person. And the alliance that Romeo and I are working in, we can have the thought process to choose to either take him out later after 2 levels, or we go with the original plan and we put up Billy and then we send him on his way.
Okay, love the early thoughts on how this level is going to work out. Is this a deal you're going to approach Papa with?
Yes, I'm going to approach Papa with the deal. And I'm going to...
And him being able to pick one person, what happens if that one person is in like an alliance of yours? Does that concern you? How, if you allow that person to hit the block, how you're going to talk your way out of that?
So here's how this works. If I let the alliance, I have more alliance members in the Corruptor challenges than I do in that have a vote. So I feel as though the chances of him putting up someone who's 100% in my alliance, who will be in the line of fire, I feel like we have more chances at winning Corruptor than he does. Like, he has one shot to play, but I have at least 3 or 4 people who are pulling for the plan. So I feel like you're playing a game, so you kind of got to take a chance with it. So I feel like our chances are better if he gives me CPU and then he tries to play in the Corruptor and loses that. So that way, his only option is to just vote at that point. And at that point, I feel like the numbers in the house would still be against whatever vote he goes for. But either way, he will be safe for the next 2 rounds from anything that I would do. So I feel like he might take on to that, seeing as if I do take this, I will now have the lead in the most CPUs won. So I would be coming off as a challenge threat.
Okay. I'm excited to see where this goes. So your relationship with Billy right now, where does that?
Cordial, if I'm being honest. At this point, me trying to take Billy out is just a numbers thing. I don't feel like he would, completely work with me. The fact that I have a very good inkling that he has the gotcha power and he hasn't told me lets me know that he doesn't want to work with me. And obviously, Papa playing this situation, he never told me from jump. So that let me know he clearly never wanted to work with me. But because of his situation and standing in the house now, I feel as though he might be grasping at straws and willing to work with anyone at this point. So I feel like I can use him for a number or just cause a ceasefire for at least the next 2 levels.
All right. And how do I want to phrase this next question?
Well, do it quickly. You got like 6 minutes. So
I got 6 minutes. Yeah.
So mind you, this is all in the works. I still haven't spoken to him about it yet. And I'm honestly still not sure if I want to, like, I want to keep my word and not target him in any way, shape, or form. But if my alliance member happens to backdoor him, that has nothing to do with me. I didn't cast a vote. I just won CPU. I put up 2 people, and if he happens to get backdoored, he happens to get backdoored. You know, so
But
that's how
okay,
I.
so say you like make it like this scenario that you just said. You make a deal, you don't put them up. The backdooring part, that means Papa would have to face being a glitch. Meaning, like if the corruptor was used, would you then put him up as the backup glitch?
Correct.
Got it. Okay, so that would make you feel better in that we made this deal. You gave me HOH. I kept you safe off the original block, but like because corruptor was used, like there's only so much I can do.
Exactly.
And then if Billy is the target, you still have that to rely on.
So there's multiple options here, and at this point, this is just my first thoughts. There's 2 people I would like to speak to solidify if I could work this angle. I feel like I'm already I don't want to say in bed with, but I feel like I'm on good enough speaking terms that we would be able to get something going with Garrett, with Brandon, with Romeo, and possibly Hannah. Hannah might be the secret or the missing link to whether we blindside Billy or if we backdoor Papa. And it all depends on how my conversation with Hannah goes.
All right. Well, I cannot wait to be updated on this conversation with Hannah.
Yes.
Yeah. So what was because what's your like vantage point and opinion when it comes to these level selection? So like what went into the simulation decision for you personally compared to anything else?
So for me personally, what I was hearing was that there were people. So when I say the other side of the house, I literally mean people I'm not in an alliance chat with. That's what I mean by other side of the house. In my corner, Jackie is the other side of the house. We may be sleeping in the same bed, but she's the other side of the house because there are times where we don't vote on the same thing. I was hearing one side wanted to play gotcha, and then I was hearing that we should play simulation. And my alliance was coming up with simulation so that way we can evenly spread out and have a shot at everything. We could put one person in the CPU, we would put one person in corruptor, and we would put 2 people in votes just in case the 2 of us couldn't get the job done. We still had 2 people who would be able to vote in our alliance that way. So when we started passing around that everybody wanted to do simulation now because we wanted to do simulation, I was like, okay, that happened a little too easily. Like, where did the gotcha come from specifically? So I'm still going to hunt that down and figure out where that started because that I might have to suss that out.
All right, Sean. I'm good on questions for now, but if you got anything else you want to add or mention,
I'm gonna let you beautiful bastards go.
All right, so you're good for level 5. You ain't got nothing to worry about in terms of this stuff. But again, if you want to vent, I obviously will definitely be there. But don't your requirements are